All right, my friends. Now is the time that we get super serious about family history work, research side of things. All that we've done so far is so amazing and so vital. It's all important. Adding the memories, adding the photos, standardizing the dates. Standardizing the dates may seem a little bit, is this really important? Yes, because it's what helps us find these. And this is what we're going to be talking about in this video, these blue boxes or the sources. So we are now going to get into the research side, the source side of family history research. So this is important. Having sources is what helps us know that this person is real, that this person is matched up to the right family, the right people, so that we can get them to the temple and not only get their own work done on them, but have them sealed to their families. That's one of the most beautiful parts of the gospel of Jesus Christ, is that we're meant to be eternal families, not just till death do you part, but to last forever. And so we've got to get these people sealed to their families with God's authority. And so that's why we do this work. It's so huge, so important. So we are looking for the blue boxes. These are sources. And so we want these sources added to our people. Now, remember, we're working on my Miles Dimmitt. This is my fourth great grandfather. And I'm just looking down the line now for blue boxes. So our first person in the list is Letty. Letty, let's meet you. Let's take a look at Letty. One of the first things I like to do whenever I'm going to work on a person is get to know them a little bit. So we're going to right click on Letty and we're going to open that link in a new tab. And when it brings it up, we're going to click on it and we're going to get to know Letty for just a minute. First, we're going to check and make sure she's standardized. Always check to make sure they're standardized. Okay, so right here, we don't have a death birth date, and her death date, as you can see, is very minimal. That BEF means before, and then so we know that sometime before 1931. We don't know exactly when, but we could standardize where she's from. We don't have the little balloon there, so let's go ahead and standardize that date or that location. So we click on behind the United States, hit the space bar, it brings up our Argos, and we just do that and we standardize that. Look, somebody's made a note here. I always like to read the little notes. Okay, and I'm going to write in there, remember my big word, standardized. Okay, that way they know what I was doing in there. And then I'm going to push save on there. Okay, so that is great. And I would love to find her death date. That would be great. Let's see what record we have here. So actually, before I do that, I want to see who her parents are. Who her parents are is really helpful to know when we're looking at records, and also who her husband is if it's listed, and who her children are. So here's Letty. She was born in 1872. She died in 1931, about or before, it said. Her husband is Alva Joseph. And here's her parents, David and Sarah Ann Dimmitt. All right, and then we have children here, Estelle, Ethel, Mamie, that's cute, Ruth, Sarah. So lots of girls. Look at all those girls. That makes my heart happy. I have 4 girls, so that's fun. Girls are wonderful. All right, so we kind of know her family a little bit. Now let's go take a look at that record. So we've got 2 records. So I'm just going to click on it in here and stay on this page, and then it will bring it up really quick. So there's her husband, A.J. Caldwell. There's the daughter, Ethel. The other information in the record of Robert S. Valentine. So this record is under Robert S. Valentine. It's from a Nebraska marriage. One other thing that you want to look at is where they're from. Where were they from? Because we want to kind of compare this. Now, I don't have to, this is where having 2 computers really is helpful, because you could have one screen showing her list of information and the other one showing the record, but it's also going to show me kind of that same thing in just a minute. You'll see when I push review to attach it. So I'm just quickly scanning it to see if it is even feasible that this is belonging to her. So I'm looking at all the names on there. Okay, and the information. So I'm going to compare these side by side. So this one, review and attach. Now that doesn't mean I'm committed. I haven't attached it yet. So don't be afraid. This is just going to pull it up so that they're side by side, so I can look at them side by side. So There's Letta. That looks like a possible nickname. Letta, Letty, McGriff. Let's see, what else? What other information is on there? AJ. See, that's spelled a little different. Can you see how they spelled it a little bit different? That is very common when you're looking at records to have a little bit of a different spelling. Oh, there's her child, Ethel Eugenia Caldwell, or Caldwell. And sorry, I hope you aren't seeing that. Let's see, and then 1892. So there's her birth date. So there's her daughter, and it's already attached to the daughter. See how this is green? This is green all the way across. That means it's already attached to her. And this little paper clip, think about a paper clip, you could take the paper clip off and that would detach the person. So right now it's attached. Others on the record, there's some other people on the record, and this is already, see how they're green? That means they've already been attached to these people. This is her family. This is her family. So we are going to do a few things to attach this. The first thing, remember we taught you how to copy and paste? Well, this is where it comes in handy. I'm going to left click on Nebraska and then push my mouse over till it's all blue. Then I can click on here and push copy, or I can right click and push copy. And then I'm going to scroll down and reason to attach a source. I'm going to click that with my left finger and then right click and push paste. And that's going to put that information there. That way I don't have to type it. Now, sometimes there'll be information on the left side that is new information that we want to add to her information. This is her information that we currently have, and this is new information. And so it'll have a little box around the new information. I'll show you. I think there's, oh no, it's not on here. Anyways, it'll have a little box around and it'll say add. And if I click on the add, it'll pull it over and add it to the information on the right. And I want to do that before I hit attach. So make sure you do that before you hit attach. It's really important. But there isn't anything in this one, so we'll hit attach. Now, while we're in here, we might as well link it to her husband. See how he's here and he's not in green? She's in green now because it's attached. And this one says compare. So it's like we haven't added it yet. Let's compare it. So let's compare. And here's our guy. And there, see how it automatically put that information of what the name of the record is in under him. Once you do it to one, it does it to everybody in that record. So that saves you some time, which is nice. Now that's ready to go. We're gonna click attach. That record is all done now. It's attached to everybody that was still listed on there. And so I can go up here under source linker and I can close that. That's the window I'm on right now. I can close that out. It will bring me back to this page. Now I want to get that blue box out of here and this off of here. I can either X that out, but that blue box is still there and I want to get that out of there. So I'm going to refresh my screen and that will take away the blue box that I did. And it will still show the other one that I need to link. Abby J. Caldwell. If you remember, let's take a look. Is there an Abby? Oh, I'm not seeing an Abby. That's why I have to look. I like to look at things because maybe that's a sister. I don't know. I'm not seeing an Abby. Okay, so let's take a look at the record. See what it is we're looking at here. So this is a 1930 census record. This is not long before she died, or maybe about the time that she was getting ready to pass on. So Abby J. Caldwell, 1930, it's in Nebraska. She is 58. Her birth year was 72. This is interesting. So there, I don't know. That's very interesting. She's the wife. Okay, here's Alva J. Caldwell, 60. And the wife, Abby. Now that's not the right name. Abby is not the right name of his wife, meaning Letty. It's not Letty. So this could be a second wife because remember, she died before 1931. So, and this census record was in 1930. So that might be why they know that she died, is because maybe there's another wife showing up. So we might have found perhaps another spouse of the husband here. So we have a couple options. We can view the original document if we'd like, which I do. I like to look at the original document just to see if there's any differences, or maybe they didn't like get the right name. Sometimes something looks similar to something else, but once you know what the real name is, you might see that it's different. So I'm zooming in, I'm scrolling with my little mouse, like the little scrolly thing, or you can go over here and push the plus sign, that will zoom in as well. And we are looking for the last name. So this is a census record. Sorry, I should probably teach you a little bit about census records. If I come to the top, see how it tells us what all is going to be. This is a graph, right? Or a table. It's going to tell us different things of what's in this table. See all that? This is the name. This is the relationship of the person. And it's from the perspective of the head of the family. Now, in long ago, not that long ago, the head of the family was always the man first. And then if he's passed on, if the dad is gone or the grandpa or whoever's the head of the household is dead, then it would go to the wife. And so it's the person kind of in charge, and or what they call the head of the household. But anyways, so it's going to go by them. And so the relationship is to the head of the family. So if the dad is the one being shown as the head of the household, it's going to list it as the daughter or the son if it's his child. Okay. If it's the head, that means that's the dad, or maybe it could be the grandpa. Maybe he's got some grandkids living with him or something like that. But anyway, so we are looking for McGriff. We're going to try to find his last name. So should explain. So the last name is here and then the first name. They usually list the last name first and then the first name. And they don't keep listing the last name usually if they're children or a spouse. So anyways, just FYI on that. Okay, so we're looking. So I'm just holding my button down when I want to scroll up. Probably already know how to do this. Kids are pretty intuitive with computer things. So McGriff, we're just looking for that last name here. Somehow I've missed it. Let me look. I'm going to go to Letty's name one more time and see what am I looking for? What name am I looking for? So, okay, Alva J. Colwell is what they've got it listed on. So I'm looking for Colwell. I had the wrong name, sorry. Okay, there he is. So Colwell Abby. So that is correct. You can see that that's clearly Abby J, right? So no weirdness there. And that's all it's going to tell us. So guess what? We don't know. We may have found a second spouse to our guy, but this is definitely not Letty's record. This is not Letty's record. So what I would probably do, and that's what I'm going to do right now, is I would right click on Alva Joseph Colwell and I would open link in new tab and I would look at him and see if he has another wife listed. So under the name of Abby. So here we go. Here's Alva. Let's scroll down. There's Letty. There's their children. And no other spouse is listed. The left side shows the spouse and children. The right side shows his family, like his parents and his siblings. So I don't see another spouse here. So we can add a spouse, but we need a little more information. I don't want to just add her because I need to know, is there a marriage record? I would want to find a marriage record. So my friends, if you're big enough that your mom or dad or grandparents are letting you do the attaching sources part of family history work, that's a big responsibility. That doesn't mean you can't do it, but by me saying it's a big responsibility, what I'm saying is they need to make sure that you're ready for that, okay? That you've been trained well enough to know how to do that, what you're looking for, because this is a really important, it's all important, but this is also very, I don't want to scare you away from it, but I want you to know you got to make sure that you're finding the right things and not attaching things that shouldn't be attached. So what I'm trying to say is if it's not totally clear to you, then don't worry about it. Don't attach it. Let someone else worry about it. Okay. You do the easier stuff, please. And then as you get used to doing those easier ones, you'll get to the point where you're ready to do some that are a little more detective work, a little more challenging, where you have to go research and find records. And so don't feel bad about doing the easier stuff, because guess what? That's really important. The easy stuff is just as important as the harder stuff. So don't stress about not being able to do the harder stuff yet. Mom and dad will know when you're ready for those things. And so ask them, get them involved in that process, but do the easy ones. Like we found one that was really easy. This one was not. And so that's okay. So we're not going to worry about it. This is not her record. So here's what I'm going to do. You need to know this. When somebody, it's obviously not her, even though it could be a second wife, it's not supposed to be to Letty. It's not her record. So we're going to click on it one more time. And we are going to move. You can't see it, but there's a little black bar here that's blocking my vision. Okay, so this is not a match to her. So we're going to click not a match. And this is, okay, explain why this is not a match. It's not the same person. And I'm going to put comma, perhaps it's a second wife to, oh, what was his name? I forgot his name. This is one of my problems, is I have not the greatest memory, but his last name is Colwell. So to Colwell, I'll just put that for now. I'll probably go back and fix it since I'm done here. Okay, so then we're going to push save. And that gets that blue box off of her because it's not her. Okay, so that is the basics of attaching a source, a blue box, to someone. As I said, pick the easy ones, do the easy ones. And if they are totally a slam dunk, go ahead and attach them to the person. If they're not, it's okay. Let someone else worry about it. And that's totally fine. But it's okay to also practice and do the ones that are easy too. So that's it for attaching sources. Thank you so much.